Hello everyone. I'm going to show us today how to generally use the DoQuick app, the DoQuick platform to analyze games, walk around how the whole platform works. First of all, you come here, you choose your language, whatever language you want to read the app on, to use the app on, you choose. Right? And if you come here, you can see, and if you click on articles, you can see several articles that was posted on it. We keep posting articles. Um, if you go back to the home page, you go back to the home page. Here you see live matches. Right, these are all live games across 14 sports: football, basketball, baseball, handball, hockey. Um, NBA, so you can view all the games, see all the live scores, all the live games here. When you click on view all, you can view it, and then yeah, so this is the feature match, and this is the feature match for today, which is Germany Ghana, and that's the feature match for today. Right, so you can see different scores here. Right, so if you want to analyze football games, so let's use Germany and Ghana as um, as an example, right? For other several hundreds of today we have 43 live games. Tomorrow we have 214. Next tomorrow we have 252. On Thursday we have 375. Friday we have 607. Saturday we have 1,000 already uploaded on site. You can actually look at each day. Can actually look at each day, say Saturdays. But let's look at how to analyze you know, let's look at how to analyze and football games. So first of all, if you look at Germany, I think they are playing home while Ghana is away. Look at the last five matches, right, of Germany. And these are last five matches, the average of last five matches. You can see that this is the overall. The overall, you can see that on an average, because the odds from the betting applications, because they are set on average. That's why you have the average here. You can see overall, Gen they've scored 4 goals in their last 5 games, and they've conceded 3. Average across last 5 games. They are very high scoring and a very high conceding team. While Ghana, they've scored 1 and conceded 5. Their last 5 games. That's terrible defending for Ghana. So if you now go to home, you can see that we don't have for both of them, we don't have home for the past 7 because it's just friendly, it's country. So maybe we can we can also decide to use club games, so but if you go to their away, you can see that you go to their away, you can see that I don't know why their away is let's look at a club game. Let's see. I don't understand why that friendly matches sometimes they are very funny. So if you look at this between, I'm not sure, this Congo League, right? You look at Maruli versus Blessing, right? Just an example. Look at it, you can see that mm, when they are playing home, right? When both of them they are playing home, right? This is when both of them they are playing home. Let's understand. This is when both teams are playing home, right? And this is when both teams they are playing away. You get so in the past 5 matches when both of them are playing um home, right? You see this Maruli has scored an average of 1.5 and conceded two. When they are playing home, while Blessing, they've scored one, conceded zero in the last 5 games. When both of them they are playing away, this is when both of them they are playing away. You can see that Maruli has scored an average of 0.7 and conceded one, while Blessing has scored one and conceded two in their last 5 games. So you can also look at you want to look at their last 10 games, You look at their last 10 games, you can see that when they are playing home, uh, Maruli has scored one, conceded 1.7, while Blessing they've scored two and conceded zero. So Blessing seems to be a better from what I've seen. It seems to be a more scoring team than Maruli. Look at when both of them they are playing away. Blessing has also scored one, conceded two, while Maruli has scored three, has scored 0 point less than one, conceded four. So this is when both of them they are playing their last 10 games. For those people who like playing halftime, so you can also look at what's been their halftime, in the last 10 games, so you can look at it when they are playing home, when they are playing away, their last 10 games, for halftime. You can also go to their last 5 games, halftime also. You can look at it when they are playing home, when they are playing away. So you can also look at all season. Also look at all season, how are they fair, you know, all season. If you look at it all season also, we've scored, Maria has scored 0.6, considered 0.5, so it's been good all season. So you could come here, look at the head to head. These are the games that they played this season. This is when they played each other. Maria has scored zero, Blessing has scored twice. So Blessing has won twice compared to Maria. They've drawn once. So this is the last time they played and all that. These are the upcoming games. I'm not sure you have those data there for this because this is just the Congo League. You don't have a lot of data for okay. You just have goal and H to H. That's for this particular. That is for particularly if it was club games, you get a lot of data to analyze. Just think maybe we can look at a popular. We can get a popular a very popular game to analyze so that we can also see if we can get these are all under 23 games. Just trying to see if we can get a better we can get a better a game where we can see all other analysis, Sunderland, just looking at the games for today. Germany, I don't know why Germany. I don't know if there's any European games for today. There's no European games for today, actually. There are no European games for today. That would be nice to look at, check this if this game has a lot of, they can give us a lot of data on the scoreboard. Loading, it's loading like that, hopefully. When it's loading like that, hopefully, still no data there. Okay, that's H2. That's H2. These games that are not so popular, they don't give a lot of analysis, to look at it. So I don't know what kind of games you can look at. But generally, what you get is, for example, let me see if that live, that what do you call that live, the feature match. Let me see if it can give us, let me see if it can give us some, you know, can give us some listen. Depends. The site works based on your speed of your data. You know, internet is a little bit not so encouraging in this country. So let's dive deep into Gemini and let's see if we can get some this thing, some more. Aha, so this one they have a lot of analysis here because it's a popular game. So if you look at, I don't know why they don't have for home when both of them they are playing away. I think it's just for this season. I think it's grouped into here and yeah, this season. I think it's just away both of them has played. They've not really played. So if you look at it, so if you go to H to H, you can see so it's just one game they have played this year. I think they grouped it into year by year. That's why we can't see any. They both played away. I think Germany won 3-4 and Ghana lost 5-1. They both played away. That's why we can't see anything in their home games here. But we can see away. We can see that Germany they scored or average of 4 and considered average of 3. That's because they played they won 3-4. So it took the average. So that's how the system calculates it. Uh, so you can look at you can also look at halftime. Try to look at halftime to just give you what they played. At halftime of their last game, then they scored 2 and considered 2. Ghana had already scored 1 and considered 0 halftime. So you look at their head to head, they played only just one friendly this year. That's why I just putting them as this season. Mm, so if you look at their corner kicks in the last match games they played, there's still no home because they both played away. You can see that for corner, Germany considered 4. They had 4 corners and considered none, while Ghana had 1 corner and considered 3. So also you can see shots on goal away. Everything's going to be away because that's where they have played. You can see Germany they had 4 shots on goal and they considered 2 shots on goal. These are all half time, so everybody will full time. Yeah, so I'm going to full time. You can see that shot on goal. Germany had 9, considered 3. Ghana had 1 shot on goal the entire match. And this is a team that is going to the World Cup. I think you have to really improve. They had 1 shot on goal the entire match and they considered 7. Not so nice. Average offside. Jenny had 1 offside, considered none. Ghana 2 offside, considered 0. We also go to goalkeeper save, yellow cards, red card. All the informations you get, from every match. You get the information. If they had yellow card, you see it here. If they had red card, you see it here. So these are all analysis. These are all these are most outcomes that you have on all major of your what's called of your betting platform, right? So if you look at so let's look at how to analyze basketball. I think we're going to spend a lot of too much time on analyzing basketball. Uh, Look at basketball. We're trying to we're trying to look at basketball games for today. Let's see how basketball games for today. Let's see what we have for basketball. So these are NBA game. Let's dive into Miami Heat. There's Philadelphia 76. Philadelphia 76. Let's dive into Miami Heat and Philadelphia 76. Let's see what we got there for both teams. Uh, okay, so I think you get all the data here. Yeah, this is an NBA game, so all the data, these are NBA games, so all the data are here. So if you look at their last 7 games, you look at their last 5 games, so you can see Miami. Their last 5 games, Miami Heat, they've scored an average of 111 and they've conceded an average of 136 in their last game. Their last 5 game average when they're playing. So you need to understand how it works. This is when both teams are playing home. This is when both teams are playing away. That's how it works. When both teams are playing home, when both teams are playing away. Okay. So when both teams are playing home, like we said, Miami Heat, they scored an average of 411 points and considered 136. You know, why Philadelphia have scored an average of 133, 130, and considered 130 average. So they almost concede as much as they score in their last 5 games. So if you go to when both of them, so this is when both of them they are playing away. So when both of them you know, they are playing away, so you can see that when both of them they are playing away, Miami Heat have scored an average of 127 and conceded 116 when both of them when they are playing away. When they are playing away, Miami Heat they've scored an average of 122, considered 127. While Philadelphia they've scored an average of 127 and considered 116 when both of them they are playing away. So let's look at what both of them they are playing when they are playing when it's halftime. When it's halftime, you can see that at halftime Miami Heat they've scored an average of 58, considered 76. You know, when they are playing, this is when they are their last 5 games when they are halftime, when they are playing home. So this is the last 5 games, halftime, home, when they are playing home. So when they are playing away, you can see these guys have scored 61 and conceded 67. And that's Miami. Twice they have scored 66 and conceded 67. This is halftime in their last 5 games. You can also look at halftime in their last 10 games. Okay. Now look at halftime in their last 10 games. How did they fare? You can see that in their last 10 games, halftime. This is halftime. Let's do full time. Let's do that full time. Let's see that full time. The last 10 games, Miami Heat, they've scored 123, considered 125. Why Philadelphia have scored 117 and considered 120 in their last 10 games, halftime. You can also look at full time in their last 10 games, what both of them they played, what they played in their last 10 games, halftime. You can see that halftime also, uh, Miami Heat will score 62, considered 63 when they are playing at home. Why Philadelphia when they are playing at home, they scored 57 and considered 54. You can see when both of them they are playing away, Miami has scored 60, considered 65. While Philadelphia has scored 59 and considered 64. That is when both of them they are playing away in the last 10 games halftime. Right, so this is the average. So the idea is to now use this um, to analyze and make your prediction based on what they played in their last 5 games, 10 games. You can also look at all season, what have they played all season, just to know right how consistent they are, whether they are consistent enough for you to play under or over. You know, you can see also their last The last 10 in the last all season, sorry, all season, consider Miami Heat they've scored 61 and considered 57 when they are playing home. Why Philadelphia scored 59 and considered 83. You know, when they are playing away, when they are playing away, uh, Miami Heat have scored 61 and considered 59. Not too far from when they are playing. They are not too far from when they are playing. When they are playing home, actually. When they are playing home, 61, they score 61. Away, 62. That's me. It considers 57 points home, and away, they consider 60. So I think it's an over again, actually. Not to play. For Philadelphia, halftime all season, 61, 58. They've scored 61, considers 58. That's for halftime all season. So just also you can actually come here. You can come here, you can chat, anybody is here, hello, who is here. You can also, drop voice notes. We'll be launching, and we'll be launching the app, you know, coming weekend. The app, what makes the DoQuick app unique, right, is that the app, you can drop voice notes, that you can drop voice notes for those who are not comfortable reading and writing, when live games are on, even before live games. You can just drop voice note banter. What you want is to create a very vibrant community before games and during games, so that people can banter each other and all that. You know, that's what we have also created. So yeah. So you go to their H2H, you can see this is all season. You can see all the games they played this season, all season. You can see Miami Heat, they won 52-31. You can see these are head to head, 83. Yeah, these are head last 3 matches head to head, and look at it, you know, look at it. And even for journalists, bloggers, you can come in and get information about their games between each other and all that. You can also say, oh, and their last 5 games, what have they played, with each other. And also look at it. Their last 5 games, what have they played with each other, their head to head. Miami Heat has won once, why Philadelphia has won, what's it called? Miami Heat has won 4 times, while Philadelphia has won once. Miami Heat seems to be um, have the upper hand. And come to they don't have field goals there. Come their 3-point goals. Consider 3-point goals. When both of them they are playing away, Miami has scored 16 3-point goals and conceded 15, while Philadelphia has scored 19 and conceded 13. You can see these are sorry, and free throws. This is sorry for halftime. That's for halftime actually. That's for halftime actually. So you can actually come here and see what have they considered for full time. Yeah, almost you know. You can go to free throw. I've seen their last 5 games. Miami Heat have had 19 free throws when they're playing home, and they consider 19 also. Why? Philadelphia, when they're playing home, they've had 12 free throw and they consider 23. When they're playing away, also see that. You can see the rebound. You can see when they're playing home, um, Miami has 38, they has 32. They've conceded 42 rebounds. Uh, while Philadelphia has 44, they've had 44 rebounds and conceded 48, and go to their assist to see what both of them did. Play their assist, come on away, and go to their steal and see what they played, and go to the blocks and see what they played, and go to turnovers, right? And also see their turnovers. are just some of the details I can see, from both teams. So, so for example, now, if you think that maybe you want to play this game, but you want to come back to it, but you want to play it, you're creating your ticket, you can just come here and favorite it. Right? So you add to your favorite. So it's on your favorite list. Your favorite it. So when I always come back here to say, hey, I want to see all the favorite, all my games that I've added that I want to play. So you can actually just come here and, then you see the games that you have put in your favorite. I think I've already added them before. See the games that you have put in your favorite. Right? So that's it for the basketball. Mm, That's it for basketball. So if you want to look at, we also have, a partnership, where you become a partner, and then you earn, you earn from, for everybody refer, you earn. Right? You come here, you can actually, register. The website is quite, registration is quite simple. When you after registering, come here, you add your bank details. Um, uh, you start to have contact. Okay. So you come here, you add your select which currency you want. Mm, Okay, that's actually for withdrawals. Actually for withdrawals. This is actually demo account. That's why you are seeing all the issues. But if you so how it works is that for everybody you register, you get 20% off, of their you get 20% of their registration fee. Right. Once you register somebody, that person becomes your downline permanent. Every time that person renews or whatever, you keep getting 20%. You have 1,000. If you have, for example, you have 10,000 people registered under you. Every month you are guaranteed of 100K. You're guaranteed of 100K, whether as long as so your work is just to retain them. Make sure they subscribe. Subscription is 500 now. Make sure they subscribe and you keep earning from there. It's almost like a guaranteed, it's almost like a guaranteed, source of income. So this is your link. When you register, you have your own link. This is it. You copy it. When you copy it, you can go to social media. You can go to anywhere. You share it. Anybody who registers through, once they register through you, when you come here, you see them here as referral. You see them there. And you see all the people that you have referred. So this is how you withdraw. When you want to withdraw, you have money here. All the money that you have accumulated, you can just come here, you withdraw, have it, you withdraw. In less than 1 to 2 hours, you get your money in your account. Your money in your account. There's no minimum withdrawal. If you have 100 naira, you can withdraw it. You get it any amount you have. Any amount you have, you can withdraw it and you get it. There's no minimum withdrawal. Yes, there's no minimum withdrawal. So that's right. All you need to do just copy your link. Use it to copy your link. Use it to just use it to what's it called, share it. Anybody who registers through that link, you don't need to know them. Anybody who registers through that link, the person is automatically your download. And anytime the person subscribe, registers, you just keep making what's it called? You just keep making money off that person. Yeah, so for live games, you can come here and look at live games for each of the sports. Each of the sports, you can see their live games. See their live games. On the desktop, you can only chat, right? For live games, you can actually only chat. But on the app, you can chat and drop voice notes on the app. On the app, you can actually chat, drop voice notes. We're trying to create a very vibrant, community during games, so that People can banter each other. People can, predict. People can, listen to voice. Just make it very vibrant and community during games. So that's the whole idea, and that's basically how the DoQuick system works. It's pure analysis, pure sport analysis, it's zero manipulation. So what we did is that we have our own API. We built our own API, so we get our scores directly from the scoreboard, not through any secondary API. We get our scores directly from the scoreboard, and that's what feeds, into the system, and then it analyzes it, and then it now becomes very interactive. So you can now query the system to bring out and the analysis you want based on the set parameters. So we also have baseball, live games for baseball. Baseball, including baseball here. And you can see the upcoming games for baseball. You can see for handball. You can see the upcoming games for handball. Uh, here, you can see the upcoming games for hockey. You don't have to be scrolling and scrolling. It's just very, very easy to track games here. And see for NBA, and see for NBA. NBA is special, so it has its own uh, particular, it has its own particular games. So you can see NBA games, and see for National Football League, and see for National Football League games. You can see for rugby, you can see the upcoming games for rugby, or volleyball. So you can see for volleyball, all games for volleyball. If they're live games, you can also see. So generally, that's how the DoQuick platform works. As we keep going, we keep improving it, keep making it better, you know, for users. It's just been 5 months since we started. We have over 3,000 active users using the DoQuick to analyze their games, and the hope is that we'll keep getting more users as we keep driving awareness. The idea is to make sure that those who are bettors, they're able to analyze games themselves, instead of waiting for pointers here and there. Take the game by yourself, look at it, analyze it, run with it. So that's the whole idea behind this thing, behind the quick, Yeah, thank you very much. And um, thank you very much for this session. And we'll see you very soon. Thank you.